Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Willow World. Today I'm going to talk about rail. Not this kind of rail, some bigger rail than this, but rail. Willow is the digital twin for the built world, and we are looking at not just vertical buildings, but we're also looking at horizontal infrastructure, and late last year we announced WillowRail to the globe. Here with me today is Gerard Francis. Hi Gerard.
Hey Josh, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Gerard is the CEO of WillowRail, and Gerard, maybe you could talk to us a little bit about your role in the business and perhaps your journey to joining Willow.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Josh.
No worries.
I joined Willow about 2 years ago. I've got 20 years of infrastructure experience in project delivery, and in that project delivery, identified the same problems that Willow's solving in other parts of industry. So, as you know, Willow's all about commercial buildings. Same problems evident in the rail sector as well. Old systems, legacy systems, silos, different data sets, etc. And on my journey, I met an amazing company in WillowRail, and they had solved a lot of these problems through data, but very much an engineering focus. They're based in the Netherlands. A lot of history in the Netherlands drove them to innovate. So we launched the joint venture with WillowRail. Very much they are focused on track asset management.
Right.
We formed the joint venture with WillowRail at Intertrans in September-October 2018. And from there up until this point, we've been working on building a product that's going to change the industry.
Perhaps you could talk a little bit about what impact WillowRail has had and will have on rail networks, and particularly the Netherlands.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I get to that, the biggest challenge in industry is that people don't know what's happening on their tracks.
Right. This is a global problem.
A global problem.
Yeah.
The rail maintenance is very much corrective. When there's a problem, go fix it.
So not looking at it before it happens,
Correct.
after. Okay.
Correct. So there's a journey that operators have to take from a corrective maintenance to a preventive maintenance, and then the nirvana is this predictive maintenance when you're going to fix things before they occur.
Wow.
So Structon had already taken a journey to a preventive maintenance, a condition-based approach, which along that journey, guess what? Your uptime of your asset, which is the availability of the track for things like these to run over, increases. On average, the track availability, which is the uptime, globally it's about 87 to 92%.
Right.
With a data-driven maintenance approach, you approach that 99%. And our partners through WillowRail are achieving 99.7% uptime. And if you think about the additional revenue and miner, for example, such as BHP or Rio Tinto, could get through their assets through a 10% increase in availability, another few trains a day, increased profits.
Yeah.
So that's how we're changing the industry from that perspective.
So rail for us at Willow is really around availability and being able to increase the capacity of networks that are capacity constrained. So on the heavy haul side, you mentioned groups such as Rio Tinto, BHP, and I'm sure there's a lot of others, which are transporting heavy materials from a mine to a port. Clearly there's a capacity issue that every one of these groups faces. So how does Willow actually do that? I mean, you're saying 87 to 92% to 99.9%, or 99.7% I should say. That's a huge, big difference. Massive more profits for shareholders, and so on. So what do we do? How do we do that?
So the fundamental premise of WillowRail is to create a real-time feedback loop of the data. Traditionally, the data's been sitting in, let's say there's been a track geometry run, which measures the profile of the track. It gets run by one of those sensor trains, and it ends up sitting in a little black box somewhere.
Right.
And by the time an engineer's analysed that tool,
there's
been an impact on the availability.
Okay.
So what we're doing, we're connecting that data run straight into the platform. So the instant that information comes through, there's a response, a live feedback loop from what's happening in the field to a corrective action or a preventive action in the control centre.
So is this live? Is it in React? Is it actually in the field? Is it working? Or is it just a good idea?
Yeah, well, I'm happy to say it is in the field. Structon Rail have deployed it in the Netherlands, starting off with the Utrecht network. They have contracts in Sweden as well that we're going to progressively roll out this platform in Sweden, and they're operating a lot of their networks through the control center.
Right.
If you look online, you'll be able to have a look at what the command center looks like in Utrecht.
Right.
So you've got WillowRail driving the performance of the networks, and it's being used today.
So it's a really interesting pivot point for the world of rail, an industry that really defined the modern world. And so what we're excited about now is working with companies like Microsoft that are helping us with the edge and the cloud, the intelligent edge and intelligent cloud, and partnering with organisations that want to do more with the technology, the big miners, large government groups and so on. So just looking forward, Gerard, what's down the pipe? What's coming? What's coming to our viewers? What's coming to our customers?
Absolutely. At the moment, WillowRail is very much a track asset management platform, but our vision is a full digital railway, where every data set you're getting out of the field is connected.
So that's not just the track.
Not just the track, rolling stock, which is the trains.
Yes.
Information about your customers in terms of potentially the Opal card, the ticketing system. Putting those things together, the overhead wiring, putting all those disparate systems together and be able to predict and run scenarios on what's going to happen on your network when X or Y happen. So be able to run scenarios, and that will deliver this 100% availability. That's what we're talking about.
And so for what we're seeing here in this industry is there's a similar trend to what we've seen in other verticals like commercial real estate and corporate real estate, bringing together people, places and devices into one platform. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us for another installment of Willow World. Look forward to catching up with you in a month's time. Bye for now.